Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
DJ and PK, the Utah Mammoth defeated the Vancouver Canucks 7-4 on Saturday night in BC to pick up their third straight victory and finish off the three-game series sweep of the Vancouver Canucks. Another game where the Mammoth fell behind early, but they'd get things rolling on a great shift from Brandon Tanev, Kevin Stenlund, and Liam O'Brien as O'Brien stepped in for Jack McBain, who's now listed as week-to-week with a lower body injury. More from O'Brien coming up, but the Mammoth, off a good shift from those three, drew a penalty, got things rolling, and just a few minutes later, Kyler Yamamoto would get the Mammoth on the board.
Canucks give it away coolly towards the net. Tipped in by Kyler Yamamoto, and we're tied at 1. Cooley had the shot.
11th of the year for Yamamoto, and Utah take their first lead of the night just 4 minutes and 54 seconds later. Captain Clayton Keller with his 23rd of the year with 90 seconds left to go in the first, and the Mammoth were up 2-1 after 20.
Mammoth re-enter. Keller uncorks one and scores! The captain gives the Mammoth the lead with a minute and a half left in the first period.
Another early goal for Vancouver tied it up before Clayton Keller, less than 5 minutes later again, gave the Mammoth a 3-2 lead.
Gunter, one-timer, and they score! Waved off. Believed that this might have been played by a high stick.
Plays under review.
Here's the announcement from Rank and our Zebras.
After video review, it was determined that the puck was deflected at or below the crossbar. Therefore, we have a goal.
2 goals tonight for Clayton Keller.
And less than 5 minutes after that, Dylan Guenther would take a feed from John Marino for his team-leading 38th.
Cooley into the middle. Marino backdoor. Guenther scores. That one finds the back of the net, and Dylan Guenther has 38 goals on the season.
Vancouver made a push in the third. They made it a 4-3 game, but Lawson Krause, just over a minute later, made it 5-3.
Mammoth back with the puck, and a shot by Krause finds its way in. They score, and the Mammoth re-extend their lead.
Canucks again would get within one with another power play goal to make it 5-4, and Liam O'Brien from Brandon Tanev would give Utah a huge insurance goal and put it away right here.
He finds a streaking Schmidt on the backhand, scores! It's Liam O'Brien, and he makes it 6-4, and what a play that was from Utah's Grinders.
So the Mammoth on the trip, piling up the offense. Started in L.A. last Saturday, a 6-2 win, 6-2 over Seattle on Thursday, and 7 in Vancouver on Saturday. 19 goals in the last 3 games. The power play is 9 for the last 18, and you can go back a few games too. Mammoth, 4 goals or more in 7 of their last 9. 13 different players with at least a point tied a franchise record. So Vancouver, worst team in the league, kind of hung around, but every time they pushed, the Mammoth would push back. Let's hear from Captain Clayton Keller after the contest.
Intermission, but just over the course of this game, there was a pesky team out there, but you guys bend didn't break. What was the mentality towards the end, and obviously to get the successful win?
Yeah, obviously, got the result we wanted. I thought we got better as the game went on, and they scored a couple power play goals, but I thought we, bounced back pretty well. We, reacted good to, a little adversity there, and were able to, forecheck, score at the right times, and, great effort by everyone, and heck of a goal by Obi there too. That was unreal for, he's such a great teammate, great guy, and he grinds every single day. So that's like awesome to see too.
How have you seen the consistency and the maturity of these response efforts grow over the course of the season for your group?
Yeah, I think it's just something that we're stressing on is we want to get better every single day, every single game, and learn from our mistakes. And it's not an easy thing to do, but I think we really put a lot of time and effort into it, and we play for one another, and I think that's the biggest thing. We're a tight group, and it's fun coming to work every single day with these guys. So just trying to stay positive. There's lots of ups and downs, and it's a fun time of the year right now.
Can you speak to the personal fun it is to have a hat trick in a game like this?
It feels good for sure. Great plays by the guys on all of them. So it's good to score for sure.
2 wins on this road trip. How critical was it to get both games wins here going into this playoff stretch?
Yeah, it's we talked about it yesterday. We had a couple days off, and we didn't have the best start in Seattle, and we kind of just got better as the game went on, weathered the storm a little bit, and I think we did a little bit of that tonight too. So it's good to get 2 huge points tonight, and 6 more left, I think. So yeah.
What is it about the road? I mean, the road record for this team last 10, I think it's 8-1-1. What is it about the way you guys perform on the road?
I don't know. I love being on the road. I think it's, like I've said it before, but just, we spend so much time together. We're playing lots of cards and dinners. It's just super fun. I think it brings the guys, closer, together. And sometimes at home, you kind of at the rink and then you're home and you see each other the next day. So I think it's good to be on the road and spend that time with each other. And it's been a lot of fun.
Throughout the entire season, it's been the next man up mentality for this group. You saw that again tonight with Jack McBain out. What do you like about this group coming together no matter what, playing the right way, no matter who's in that lineup?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think we have a, deep lineup, and anyone that steps in is, a great player and someone that knows our systems well and can contribute. And, Obi and Desi, stepped in tonight. Were great for us, and just 2 great teammates, great guys. If they're in the lineup, they're not. They're the same person. They come to work every single day, and, it's great to see them in the lineup and, contribute.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Confident that was below the bar?
To be honest, not really. It was kind of one of those ones where I kind of tipped it and my stick kind of raised after. So I think maybe I tipped it before and then my stick kind of came up. So I think that's why they were on, saying on the bench why it was good.
Keller with Utah's 6th hat trick of the year as he scored his 23rd, 24th, and 25th of the year into an empty net to seal it off as he picks up his 3rd career hat trick. The Mammoth now tied with the Edmonton Oilers with 6 hat tricks, the most in the NHL. We told you about John Marino's nice feed to Dylan Gunther, and we heard from number 6 after the game as well.
How fun is it right now to win these games and have the success you guys are having?
Yeah, obviously, winning helps everything. So, obviously, tonight was huge. We got to get up to better starts here in the last couple of games. We know we need to work on, but end of the day, I think we're confident in the group that we have. We got a resilient group. As you can see, we bounced back from that, and yeah.
What goes into response efforts like we've seen as of late?
Yeah, I think just a confidence thing. There's ups and downs throughout the whole season, but I think we're pretty confident that we know we're a playoff team. We know we belong in the playoffs, and it's something that's been building here for a while in the culture and in the organization.
13 players had points tonight. In terms of just feeding off each other, how does that help?
Yeah, it's huge. Just contributions up and down the lineup, from everybody, and then obviously Spicy Tuna is able to come in and contribute too, so he did awesome. It was awesome to see that too. But yeah, I mean, it shows how close this group is and how everyone helps out.
What's the significance of getting both wins on this road trip?
Yeah, that's huge. It's still a tight playoff race too. It's obviously nothing's guaranteed yet, and every game's going to be huge, especially tonight. So yeah.
Nick DeSimone coming in for Uyghur. What did you like about his game, and how does he always have that confidence coming into the lineup in and out?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone on the team can't say enough good things about Desi. He's been doing it the whole year, in and out of the lineup. And when he comes in, he could play 20 minutes, make it look pretty easy. So, he's super undervalued, and we're just glad he's on our team.
Momentum on the road, especially right now for you guys. What is it about that performance and how you guys play on the road?
Yeah, I don't know if it's anything, maybe just, having that away atmosphere. We got to come together more as a group, to kind of have that adversity against us. But, so far it's been working for us.
So the victory for Utah pushes them to 40-30-6 on the year, getting close to clinching that first ever playoff spot. And at about the same time, they're also going to lock down that first wild card spot. So all looking good for the Utah Mammoth. Karel Vejmelka picking up his 35th win of the year. Now, still second in the NHL in that department. Here's what head coach Andre Tourigny had to say after the game.
Slow start in the first period in our battle level, our intensity. I like the way we respond in the second. We play better and even better in the third. Thing effort-wise and everything, pace was much better. Obviously, they scored 2 on their power play to stay right there. Their power play red hot. We saw why. They 2 good tip. Not much we can do. So, like the fact we pull away and we found a way to get the 2 points.
What made this response effort tonight different than maybe something we've seen in the more recent games?
Yeah, it's. I could see at the start of the game. Those games sometimes it's a bad stress. It's you don't want, instead to want to perform, you don't want to not perform. So it's a reverse psychology a little bit. So I like the way we respond. Like I said, not a great start, but after we played good. We did a lot of good stuff in the second and the third. The other side, you could see they play with a swagger. They made some play. They deflect a few pucks, and they were making play with the puck. So they were not easy to play against.
How do you see your players feed off each other when multiple players have points in a game?
I think the most important thing in that game I wanna make sure I highlight is the performance of Stanley's line in the first period. I think there were nothing going on for us, and they get out there and they play the right way, and they follow up by Kerfee's line, and Stanley's line came back again, another great shift, and they got the momentum for us, and from there I think we had more life, we had more hope, and that changed the game. So that's why you want depth, and they score the big goal at the end to kind of the killer goal, but I really like their first period, their intensity. They had to drag us in the fight, and that's what you want from your depth, and we're fortunate to have in the last 2 games especially, our depth was help us a lot to get going.
You talk about depth and DeSimone, obviously, and O'Brien coming in. How, as a coach, how much does it help your job to have reliable players who can jump in like that?
Yeah, it's so important to it's not just having that, it's having guys you trust. Both of those 2 guys, trust them. They play the right way. They're good pros. They stay ready. Whatever, how long they didn't play, they jump in, and it was a must-win for us. And I think they contribute. So great.
What's the significance of stringing a lot of wins here in this final stretch of the regular season?
Everybody's winning, so we need to win. It's at the end of the day, we want to play game 83, and in order to do that, you need to win games. You're not going in because anybody let you in. You need to keep winning games, and it's not over. There's a lot of hockey left, and we have to keep winning.
Thanks, sir.
And the Mammoth did it on Saturday without Mackenzie Weegar, day-to-day with an upper body injury. And again, Jack McBain out week to week with a lower body injury, joining Barrett Hayton, injured for Utah. The team over the weekend recalling Kevin Rooney and Dmitry Simashev from the American Hockey League. We'll have more on the game Saturday and look ahead to Edmonton tomorrow. Coming up on Mammoth Daily, wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, Utah Mammoth YouTube page, Mammoth Plus and SCG Plus, Mike Folta and myself on the Monday morning Power Play. Again, wherever you get your podcasts. We're back on the radio. Hockey Night in Utah coming up tomorrow night. Edmonton back in town, and could be a first-round playoff matchup. The Mammoth, though, can have a say in it by beating the Oilers for the first time. 7:30 face-off on the air, 6:30 Hockey Night in Utah. It'll be a Hockey Night in Utah radio exclusive, with the game being broadcast on ESPN as well. DJ and PK, have a good Monday. Back on Wednesday with another recap and hopefully a 4th straight win for Utah and their first ever win against the Edmonton Oilers.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.